Guys, and hi everyone, this is me Racing Wolf. As you can see today, the video is not about go-karts. I mean, it's not something unusual what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm filming cars, but something like this I'm filming completely first time, and I can be so close to these cars completely first time in my life, guys, but definitely not last. You know what? You know what these cars, what are they about? What do you think? What do you think? How is it? What do you think? It looks like what? What does it remind you? Yes, it might remind you VW Beetle, but it's nothing about VW Beetle. It's a fun car. It's an amazing car. You know what, guys? It's a fun car. I'm gonna go around the pit lane, I'm gonna speak with the drivers, with the mechanics, and I'll tell you more about these cars. And also, it's an amazing event because this is endurance. Excuse me, who's organizer of this event, Fan Cup?
What's that, sorry?
Who's organizer of a Fan Cup? What's his name?
Paul Rose, it is.
Paul Rose, yeah?
He's a bloke and he's in a white shirt.
Oh, no worries, I mean, I'll try to find him. Hiya. Excuse me, are you Paul?
Do I owe you money?
No. Nothing about money. I just want to ask you, you don't mind to have a few words with me or for my YouTube channel about Fan Cup?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm Paul Rose and I'm the race director.
Are you a race director?
Yeah.
So,
of the Fun Cup Championship.
are you with the Fan Cup from the beginning?
Yes. Well, when I say the beginning, we brought it into the UK from Belgium. In 2002, and it was there wasn't a lot of endurance racing then, and we just found a niche in the market, and it works really well. It's sort of affordable endurance racing, and you can share the drive with anything up to 6 drivers, so it keeps the budget low.
6 drivers?
Yeah, most teams tend to run with either 2 or 3 drivers. 3 drivers is probably the most popular. You get such a lot of driving time with that.
Wow, I mean, is that 4-hour endurance?
Yeah, so the weekend will consist of 2 hours of testing on Friday.
Okay.
And then we have a 45-minute qualifying. Now, it is qualifying, however, whilst it's timed, it doesn't give you grid position.
Yeah.
We draw a number out of a hat, and that will give you grid position.
Alright, why this way?
Pardon?
Why this way?
It's called a Fun Cup, it's different, it's fun.
I mean, actually, yeah. Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, everybody goes off qualifying times, we don't. The only team that knows where they're going to go on the grid is the team that won the last race will always start at the back.
That's fair.
So, but you know, you've got such a long time that, for example, today it's a 4-hour race.
Yeah.
And the race is actually invisibly split into 6 segments. So if you did have 6 drivers, you all have 1 stint each. So in a 4-hour race, there'll be called mandatory pit stops every 40 minutes.
So it's a five pit stops.
5 pit stops, yeah.
5 pit stops, yeah.
So if you've got 6 drivers, you all do 1 stint each. If you've got 3 drivers, you all do 2 stints each. If you've got 2 drivers, you do 3 stints each.
Wow.
So depending on your budget, that's how you form your team.
And your physical strength.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's
You're
important.
quite a physical car as well.
I can see that. You're just a frame with a plastic on the top.
On a more serious note, they are extremely strong. For example, yesterday on testing, car 246 turned over at turn 1, it went into the gravel sideways, rolled, car's back out. It's racing today, it's not a problem.
Unbelievable.
The chassis it's over-engineered, the chassis. It's very tough, very tough.
I think even Mazdas wouldn't race after.
So it's just a few fiberglass panels, pull them on, that's it, and away you go. The regulations are very tough. The engine is sealed, the transmission is also sealed. So it stops people going what we call checkpoint racing.
Yeah.
You can't buy your way to the front in front of. So the engines are controlled, the engines are sealed, the gearbox is sealed, so you've got the same gear ratios as all the other cars, you've got the same horsepower as all the other cars, give or take 2 or 3 horsepower.
So if you need to fix something, you're fixing it, and then it has to be sealed by scrutineers.
Well, if you have a serious problem with the engine has to come back to us.
Oh, you deal with engine?
And we repair the engine. If it's just servicing the engine, spark plugs, this sort of thing, then the team do it themselves.
Oh my God, that is like we do with the pro cars. I mean, the same thing, like in the BPEC, they give the engines 12 p.m.
It's a good way because it stops people spending, he's got a real trick engine, I'm going to spend the same. And
that is true.
It gets out of control.
I heard some of the karting teams selling engines for 10 grand.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy.
Crazy. It really is mad. The engines in these cars, they will do 2 seasons racing before they need refreshing. And a refresh is probably around £3,000 to have the engine refreshed. But that is a colossal amount of track time. Probably about 150 hours per season.
I'm already calculating my budget. So can you tell me how you feel about this event and how you find it? I mean, like, how is it for you?
Yeah, all the Fun Cup events are just fantastic. It's such good racing. What's great about the series is the equality with the equipment, with the cars. There's a really good control over it, so it's all about the racing and teamwork too with the pit stops. And coming to Brands Hatch is always brilliant. It's a bit of a short track, so it's very busy for 4 hours.
4 hours. It must be physically.
It is. There's not a lot of rest here. So and the racing is incredibly close.
I took my Prius up here, and I've been tired.
Yes. No, it is. It's hard work. So it's a very busy afternoon, and if the sun is shining, it's hot in that car.
How long are you doing Fun Cup? For how long?
First ever race back in 2005.
Wow.
Okay, but I was only doing odd races for years, and then it's been the last 6 years doing the championship fully.
Fully championship.
So yeah, we've been fortunate to win it 4 times now. Every year it's very close, and you have to work hard to be consistent all the time.
And how this season? How are you doing in this season?
Yeah, well, we're not doing too bad. We're running second in the championship.
Okay.
We've had 3 races so far.
Close to the first P1?
Yes. But we have to wait and see how the points. You have to keep pushing the whole way. You can't have a bad score.
Exactly.
So and it's always very close. Always very close. Very often we go down to the last round of the season, and often there are 3 or 4 people that could win it on the last race. So it's quite interesting.
name? You do a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
Anatoly.
my first customer.
All right.
Yeah, Anatoly. I'm filming for my YouTube channel, Racing Wolf.
Right.
Yeah, and you're the first customer up here.
Right.
When everything started.
Yeah.
I mean, what year you started up here?
Oh, 2002.
2002.
Yeah. So we've just last meeting at Croft was our 20th anniversary.
And you do full season since 2000.
I've done every full cup race that there's been for the last 20 years. Never missed a race for 20 years.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
What keeps you motivated?
I've never done drugs other than motorsport, right? And the adrenaline kick that I get on a race weekend is why I just keep coming back. I can't leave it alone.
During the 20 years, was that day where you said like, I don't feel that I want to drive?
No, it's never been that.
Right, Germans, I am inside the team. What is the name of the team?
GCI Racing.
GCI Racing and Graham, yes?
Yes, I'm Graham. I started this race series off 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Sold my interest a few years ago. Back now with my son and a friend of his to do some racing in it just for good fun. We're currently leading the championship at the moment. So we're not doing too badly. Yeah.
Amazing. Can you just quickly give me a tour around your car?
Sure. The cars were designed originally in Belgium. They're looked after now from the UK, and they were designed to be strong cars that would do lots and lots of hours of racing and not give too many problems. So we got a really, really strong chassis, very, very strong chassis. At the front here, we've got a safety bag tank, which is refueled with refueling churns. We need to get through, roughly speaking, use half a litre of fuel per minute, so we get through a fair bit in a race. Suspension all the way around is based on VW suspension, so a lot of it is standard parts that we make use of. Decent brakes, and obviously we've got coilover shock absorbers and so forth. If we move around the car then, all fiberglass bodywork that lifts off, obviously.
Oh, it's a fiberglass.
Come to the engine, and you've got a 1.8 litre VW. It used to be a Golf engine. It's not standard. It's modified to give more power. They can produce about 130 bhp at flywheel. It's mated to a 5-speed racing gearbox, which is operated by flappy paddles. So you've got flappy paddles on the steering wheel, so it is a proper gearbox. Originally we used a VW gearbox, but they weren't as strong. This is a very strong gearbox and does the job well. So we've got flappy paddles. Again, VW base suspension at the back. We've got slightly stronger different wishbones at the bottom to give extra strength. And if you're wondering what this fancy thing here is, it's called an oil accumulator, and it basically made sure that at times of great braking and so on and so forth, you don't have the oil pressure dip down and cause an engine problem, so it keeps the pressure fairly constant. It breathes through a Weber twin-choke carburetor on the other side there, and we've obviously got a racing type exhaust. So inside the car, we've got a central racing seat, unusual for a saloon car.
Yeah.
It's a central seat. It's on a slider, just like you'd have in a normal car.
Oh.
So drivers of different sizes can jump in and out.
Oh wow! I thought it's just attached and that's it.
No. So you have to be quite nimble to get in and out of these. Slot yourself down here, here's your steering wheel. Obviously it's got the paddle shift on for the gearbox. You've got a pit speed limiter, so when you're going down the pit lane you press that button and it honks the car to a speed that is the maximum you're allowed to do in the pit lane.
Wow.
And then we've got a radio, so we're in radio communication with the team in the garage. So we hope not to have too much conversation, other than you know, box in this lap kind of thing. But sometimes you have a bit more debate, and you've got the usual things, various switches, lights, so forth, coming down, fire extinguisher about to go down now.
Got it.
Obviously, you've got a usual sort of system of rev counter, etc. Brake bias adjustment, so we can change the bias in a race. Tends, to be honest, once it's set, you pretty much don't play with it. It's the bias on braking. The only time you'd really use it is if it suddenly goes wet, then you need to move some weight backwards on the car. You know, we all know with pro karts it's on, all the weight's at the back, so it's okay. Obviously, with race cars with four-wheel brakes, the car basically, in simple terms, stands on its nose when you're braking. So you want a much higher percentage of brake work at the front, probably 60-40%. In the wet, if you use them like that, you probably end up locking the front wheels. So you move the bias back by adjusting that. It moves it to the back and just makes it brake better because the back's got a bit more weight in that situation.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. What is this stands for?
This is for setting the car up, so it's a flat patch.
Oh, it's kind of checking the chassis.
Yeah, setting the camber in the toe and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. Thank you, sir. Loads and loads of new things for me, which I never knew with the go-kart. So guys, does that mean that last round you won?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What is the strategy when you're starting last?
Push them all out of the way and go.
Just more to the right or right in the middle?
Doesn't matter, wherever there's a gap, go.
He ain't joking.
Yeah.
Great. Good luck today, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Special flight. Yeah, call them in just for.
I can see our friends from RHPK.
Yeah, all right.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, good. Yeah, all good.
What is the team strategy?
To win.
You're starting where? P13.
13 we've been drawn out the hat.
How many laps you need to get to P1?
4 hours. Doesn't matter as long as we got number one at the end. Yeah, it's 59 minutes. We'll be fine. Yeah.
Got it.
We should be in the top 5 by the end of the first stint. About 40 minutes. We'd hope to be at the sharp end by then.
Oh, wow.
But depends on safety cars and things can happen.
You driving, guys, this car?
Yes. Yeah.
I like color. How much to put my YouTube channel on your car? Because this is my color.
Well, it's something easy to paint when we break it, basically. So.
Starting P1?
Yes.
How does it feel? Any pressure?
No pressure at all. We put it on pole, so no problem at all.
What is the main thing when you're starting first? What is you aiming? What is you thinking about?
Well, yeah, that's what you're thinking about is to try and stay out of as much trouble as possible. So, how much can you jump everybody else? So, where can you put your foot on the accelerator and surprise everybody else and get away as quickly as possible?
Every second does make a big difference to us. So yeah, we've been doing some hard work on it. We've got a great team around us, so yeah, we'll wait for it.
Excellent stuff. Thanks a lot, mate. We'll catch up later.
Guys, have a look how amazing this atmosphere. Oh my god, I love it. I think this is it's not the first event where I'm walking on a grid. The BTCC do that at the beginning, then the GT cars do that at the beginning of the day of their first race. But look, this is endurance and such an amazing atmosphere. I mean, any racing for me is amazing atmosphere, but I don't know, this little touches like walking in the paddock, being involved with the drivers, can chat with them. It's amazing. You know what? I'm looking towards the start of the race. I need to get myself onto that grandstand and I will see everything what's happening around the Brands Hatch in the circuit. You know what? Let's go there and let's see this. Should be amazing start of the race.
It's all right, yeah. It's quite busy out there because there's a lot of different abilities. Some people are quite fast, some people are quite slow. So you're in the middle of a battle for. We were second then, and you get a couple back markers getting in the way.
Yeah.
And that can be quite challenging because they're quite unpredictable where they're going to go. But it's good.
Right, guys. The driver change which I showed you just now, it was a second driver change already. when pit lane opened for the last change?
Pardon?
When pit lane opened for the last driver change?
It'll be should be on the wall here.
Oh.
In about 7 minutes.
Oh.
17:02.
Thank you. Is that the driver difference they're catching you, or is it a car issue?
No, just a bit of driver.
Driver difference, yeah. So you're getting out now your good, like your quick driver.
Yeah, it's a little bit quicker. It's not so much quicker, it's just better at passing traffic, so it gets through it better. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that the other driver bad, but let's be realistic. There is someone quicker, someone slower. It's always like this. Yeah.
Well, Craig's going out and he's a quicker driver.
Because I mean, the gap is like dropping down, but not like quickly, but still. Yeah.
Enough, yeah.
And they're gonna put someone as well. Right guys, while I've been running and filming, checkered flag went out, and this is end of the race and literally end of my amazing day. Guys from FanCap, thanks a lot for this amazing day. Thanks a lot for letting me film everything was happening in the pit lane, driver changes. Thanks just letting me be part of your amazing event. I love it, and I'm definitely going to come back and do more filming about FanCap on a different circuit, because I know you still have five rounds ahead, maybe 4. I don't remember the calendar, but it's still plenty of racing to go. And for you, my viewers, thanks a lot for watching this video. If you like it, hit that like button, definitely hit it, because it helps me to spread this video, to show it to many people, because this amazing event, a lot of people have to see. Maybe someone looking something like this, maybe someone want to race here. So just share information, guys, share. Thanks a lot for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and as usually, I'll see you in the next video. See ya.